Hey, good afternoon and welcome to EliteHealthOnline.com. This afternoon we have myself, Clay from EliteHealthOnline.com, and Sadia from Texas Star Pharmacy, their lead compounding pharmacist. Sadia, welcome.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for being with us today. Hey, just as a quick disclaimer on today's topic, this is meant to be for educational purposes only. Please make sure you visit our website, schedule an appointment with our provider, and let us do lab work and all the review and make sure we put you on the correct therapy or follow your provider's recommendations. But today is a pretty interesting topic, Sadia. It's one that I think you're very educated on. And I think many patients come to us, and I'm just going to kind of tee it up like this. I mean, they come to me and they say, I don't think I'm depressed. I think my anxiety can be managed, but I keep telling my doctor, I'm just tired. I'm not depressed. I'm tired and I lack energy. I'm just really feeling the signs of aging. And they keep telling me, well, I think you're depressed. And now they're on antidepressants or I'm dealing with some anxiety issues. I'd like to come off my anxiety medication. I'm not sure. My doctor tells me no, but I think it could be low hormones. And so educate us, if you don't mind, today on the impact of low hormones that has on anxiety and depression. This is a hot topic in our society. More and more people are on anti-anxiety and depression medication than ever before. And I have a feeling that it could be managed and address all of their symptoms and issues they're dealing with hormones if they had looked at this first. So educate us today, if you will, for a little bit on the impact of hormones on anxiety and depression.
Yes, absolutely. And you are absolutely right that, stress is the number one factor in, exacerbating or causing anxiety. And the thing is, the term anxiety and depression, they are basically, there's a diagnostic criteria. So if somebody is having those kind of issues, they go see their practitioners. They are not supposed to be prescribing, any of the anxiety or depression related medications unless they are meeting with that diagnostic criteria, which is usually 20 or some, plus questions. And based on that, they calculate the scores, and that there comes, what medication. But before that, um, number one, I think at some point in our lives, because of, we are trying to work like in 8 different directions, that causes stress. And that stress, if left unmanaged, can result into anxiety. And then here you go, the whole cycle starts. But what is causing the stress to develop? It all starts with the hormone. If you think about it, the whole steroidogenic pathway where, how cholesterol converts into pregnenolone to progesterone. And then on another side, it makes DHEA and testosterone. And then, of course, on the other side, it is also making cortisol. So basically, the adrenals itself, the exhaustion in the adrenal glands are the ones that causes majority of the time our ability to come out as having a panic attack or having an anxiety attack. So number one thing for any doctor, when the patients are going, they always look at their immediate levels of stress. What are you doing? Do you have any family related issues? Then number two, just to figure out what the acute problem, if there is no acute problem, then they go and look at the hormone balancing. How is the testosterone? How is in a female, estrogens and progesterone, how the balance is there. And then of course, majority of the time, 80% of the time, low thyroid function actually causes the symptoms that are very similar to anxiety and depression, but it always starts with memory decline and brain fog and, headaches, and then consecutively it goes in that direction. It's very, one thing that most men, they don't feel like, we can have estrogen dominance, which is really possible for men to have an estrogen dominance. And why it happens whenever their testosterone goes down, when they are in their 40s or moving in that direction, as they're aging, testosterone goes down, estrogen goes down. And estrogen is responsible in men for a number of functions, cognitive functions, psychomotor, hand-eye coordination, a number of things. So basically, yes, there is a great role of, estrogen in men. And then, yes, if it gets too much, they develop estrogen related and dominance. But so the whole thing is balancing just between the estrogen and progesterone can be a huge factor in improving patients' quality of life. Low testosterone, number one complaint you probably, as a clinician, you will see patients say, oh, I feel just depressed. I feel like there's no motivation. There is absolutely other issues out there. But if this is something they are fighting with or the low testosterone issue, and they're seeing doctors who are not able to figure out what the actual cause, of course, after a year, they will be put on, or after 6 months, they will be put on,
Mm.
antidepressants, which is not the, real issue. So of course, all these hormones, starting with estrogen, progesterone balance, to DHEA, to testosterone, to T3, T4 balance, they should be evaluated first. They should be balanced, and just by balancing a lot of the patients, problems that includes their weight loss and or weight management goals, actually all start to make sense, and patients will get actually start to feel better, so they can understand a lot more about the therapy that you're putting them on as well.
Now,
Yeah.
Sadia, just a quick question. I mean, and we hear it all the time, right? Patients will come to us. They believe they have low hormones. They say, I've been on antidepressants, my doctor, but they didn't have their thyroid checked and they did not check their hormone levels. Now, they may be treating some anxiety or some depression with the medications, but now they have another problem. And don't some of these medications compound those problems? I know they cause sexual dysfunction or can cause a lack of libido and
Absolutely.
things like that. And so now, even though they're on these medications, now they have other problems. I mean, lack of
Yes.
libido, no sex. This is going to lead to, no matter how much antidepressants they take, that can lead to further issues. Is that correct? Am I correct in that those medications
Absolutely,
impact?
absolutely. Uh, most of the medications that are prescribed typically, for the treatment of depression, they are called SSRIs. So they are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So they're improving serotonin level and maintaining in the brain, so the patients won't feel, depressed, and they always are, happy all the time. But at the same time, they what hormones do, they balance that brain chemicals. It balances. It's not like keeping one neurotransmitter elevated, of course, will have more consequences on other hormones, other neurotransmitters, such as dopamine. For example, testosterone actually maintains the healthy levels of dopamine in the brain, and this is because of the patient of the proper levels of dopamine. Patient actually perceive what pleasure, how pleasure feels. So
Hmm.
basically, it's testosterone or any other, hormones. They are trying to optimize the brain chemicals. Versus if you take one particular drug that has one specific mechanism, it's just gonna focus it on there, instead of finding, the harmonization of all those. So it's so staying happy is not just about serotonin. It's about, the sense of, achieving something great, which comes from dopamine, level of oxytocin that makes you socially acceptable, and, enjoy the people of other company, the company of other people. So, but the
Hmm.
whole thing is about just balancing the entire thing. So hormones have a critical role in multi different directions, where it's trying to find, the balance again for the patient. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I think this is very, very helpful for people. I know that they're out there searching for answers. And so we would love to help you. If you haven't had your thyroid and your hormone levels looked at, please visit us at elitehealthonline.com. We'll order a lab panel, have your hormones looked at, your entire liver, kidneys, all of your blood work. Get on the phone free with one of our providers. The telehealth visits are free. And then if there is a therapy that we can do to help balance those hormones and get you feeling your best, those medications will ship out within 24 hours. And we will be happy to take care of you. So thank you, Sadia, for being here today. And
Sure.
we look forward to future videos on these topics. Thank you.
Thank you.